Both the TV, refrigerator, microwave, washing machine, sofa, and table. Everything is my personal property.
The bed we bought after getting married is shared property, right?
You said, you've been saving because you're a civil servant, right, and asked me to buy it. But I purchased it with my savings from when I was single. So it's my personal item. The only things you bought with your own money are the game console and Blu-ray recorder. Well, they're nice to have, but we wouldn't be in trouble without them. As I assert this, Peyton falls silent, wearing a face that seems to say, "Grr." I am Beatrice, a 26-year-old occupational therapist working at a university hospital in the city. I live with my 2-year-older husband and his mother. We splurged on a newly built house last year, and we plan to pay off the 24-year mortgage together. My husband's name is Peyton. He works for a fairly large company. We met when I had just entered society, during my early days at the university hospital. It was at a forced group blind date that we crossed paths. I only went along to fill the members, with no particular interest in men. I didn't want to associate with people who treated group blind dates as a place to hunt for women. However, Peyton was also reluctantly dragged into it. And that's how we hit it off. Although it's a bit embarrassing to say we met at a group blind date, we've agreed to tell people it was through a friend's introduction. We dated for almost a year and eventually got married. Shortly after our marriage, my father-in-law passed away, and that's when I started living with my mother-in-law. And then, while we were still young, we decided to splurge and build a house last year. 2 years into our marriage, I thought we were leading a smooth life, but since both of us work, we divided household chores. My live-in mother-in-law hardly does any housework. Despite being just 54 years old, she enjoys a leisurely retired life. Thanks to the inheritance from my late father-in-law, she often goes out with friends. As for household tasks, I handle laundry and cooking, while Peyton takes care of cleaning and other chores. One day, as I was about to wash Peyton's shirt, I caught a faint whiff of women's perfume. And to my surprise, there was even pink lipstick on it. The first 2 times, I pretended not to notice. However, one holiday morning, it happened for the 3rd time. The same perfume scent, the same pink lipstick. Isn't it rare for someone not to suspect infidelity in such a situation? Hey, Peyton. What's this?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I showed him the pink lipstick stain on his fragrant shirt. Just to clarify, are you cheating? But it wasn't Peyton who answered. It was my mother-in-law.
Don't say ridiculous things. You're the one who doesn't trust Peyton, aren't you?
However, irrefutable evidence had emerged. Despite my mother-in-law's anger, I ignored her and asked Peyton. And then,
I have feelings for another woman. Not you, someone else.
He confessed to the affair so casually. Can such a careless affair really exist? He's been seeing a 22-year-old woman from his workplace for about 4 months. My mother-in-law seems to find it delightful, but I feel utterly foolish. Even though we just built this house, isn't this a bit much? I voiced my objection honestly, reflecting on my own actions. Perhaps our short courtship of less than a year was the downfall. I thought I was marrying a decent person and building a home together, but I failed to see through his character.
If you want, we can break up.
What? Why so high-handed? I was genuinely annoyed.
Beatrice, Peyton looks elsewhere because his wife falls short.
Excuse me? It's too much to defend him just because he's your son.
As a wife, you should be a little more patient.
Why are both my mother and my husband acting out and acting so superior? Marriage is about equality. It's absurd to expect only the wife to endure. Peyton, if you want to marry that woman, then we have no choice but to part ways.
Fair enough. Beatrice, why don't you leave? I'll be living with her. Lorraine.
Peyton said it without a hint of remorse, leaving me utterly exasperated. Can I ask you something? Why did Lorraine become the better choice? When I asked, Peyton responded with a smug expression.
Unlike you, she doesn't nag me. You, as my wife, keep telling me to clean or take out the trash.
We had already decided to divide household chores since we were both working. If you dislike doing housework so much, why didn't you say something? Besides, his energetic mother is also around. He could have asked her for help. But to run away to another woman over such trivial matters. What's wrong with this man? It seems I made a grand mistake in a crucial life decision because of him.
Exactly. It's absurd to make the husband do housework.
Could you please stay quiet for a moment? We both work, and our incomes are nearly the same. We have to share household tasks. What if I were to give birth? How would we manage without shared responsibilities?
Your attitude is why he's finding a mistress outside.
She said it with the same smug expression. This mother-in-law seems to always side with her son. Despite the situation where divorce due to Peyton's fault is inevitable, she remains assertive.
Peyton, go ahead and remarry that woman. Beatrice is no good.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 or 3 days. Beatrice. Please leave.
Once again, he's acting superior. It irritated me, but I responded with a smile. Sure, understood. Make sure to get the divorce papers, won't you? Honestly, what am I going to do? I immediately started preparing to leave the house. Since it was Saturday, I wanted to escape by tomorrow. I'd like to go to work on Monday as if nothing happened. Or rather, I'm annoyed that I have to use my vacation days because of Peyton and his mother. I decided to discard the clothes and accessories Peyton had gifted me. I gathered only what was necessary for work and daily life. Surprisingly, I didn't need much for myself. The moving truck, which I had called in a hurry, arrived in the early afternoon, and the movers began their work promptly. Following my instructions, they carried my belongings. Peyton and my mother-in-law seemed to be out. They were probably having a meal or at the courthouse. By the time most of the items were loaded, the two of them returned, looking satisfied after their meal.
Oh, Beatrice, you're still here? Sorry, but could you leave soon?
Oh, don't worry. I'll disappear today. At that moment, one of the movers informed me that the loading was complete. I'll be leaving now. Take care. I got into my parked car on the premises and started the engine. From outside, I heard someone shouting strangely, "What on earth?" Then Peyton appeared, blocking my way. It was Peyton who had shouted earlier. "Hey, get out of the way! You'll get run over!"
Wait. What do you mean, Beatrice?
What? Did something bother you?
Don't mess with me. Give me back my furniture and appliances.
Furniture and appliances? You mean the ones that were loaded on the truck?
Of course! Give them back. They're mine.
No way! Are you trying to get compensation? Don't steal, please!
They need to face reality. What do you want me to give back?
Don't play dumb. There's nothing left in the house except the game console and the Blu-ray recorder. How am I supposed to play without a TV?
I opened the car window and he barked at me on the driver's seat. I had no choice but to get out of the car. Was there nothing else left?
Only a carpet. There's no TV or fridge. Where am I supposed to sleep without a bed?
Buy a sleeping bag or something.
Don't joke with me. There's only mom's stuff left. That's not right.
Are you trying to extort me for exercising my legitimate rights? Peyton glared at me with a look of disbelief. I had to explain it to him clearly. What's wrong with taking my own things, my personal belongings?
That's theft. They're all marital property.
They're my personal belongings, you know? I checked my diary because my memory was fuzzy. They're all things that I bought.
Don't lie.
When we moved to this house, we couldn't afford to buy new furniture and appliances, so I've been using the ones from when I was single, right?
They're still marital property. I use them too.
Marital property means the assets that we built together after we became a married couple. We didn't have enough money as a couple, so I contributed my own funds. The TV, the fridge, the microwave, the washing machine, the sofa, the table. They're all my personal belongings.
The bed is marital property. We bought it after we got married.
I was a public servant, so you said I must have saved a lot, right? And you asked me to buy it. I bought it with my savings from when I was single, so it's mine. Well, I don't know much about the law, and I don't know the details. Maybe the bed is marital property, but the rest are definitely my personal belongings. Including the things you begged me to buy when we were dating. The only things we bought with our money as a couple are the carpet. The only things you bought with your own money are the game console and the Blu-ray. Well, they're nice to have, but I don't need them. He fell silent with a look of frustration.
You're a devil! A devil who's stealing the property from your husband!
I'm leaving him, so I won't be his wife anymore. Besides, the one who's trying to take the property from someone else is Peyton, right? And he's the one who committed adultery, the act of infidelity. He must have spent money on Lorraine too. I'll be suing for damages, so look forward to it. Hearing that, Peyton, who had been silent until then, screamed in a strange voice.
Why? Isn't this supposed to be an amicable divorce?
Where's the amicability in this? I think it's strange to expect not to be sued. I sensed Peyton's delusional brain and felt empty. Why did I marry him?
Then no property division. I'll fight the damages. Who needs such old-fashioned appliances anyway? This house is in my name. It's mine!
Oh, I let you have the name only for yourself. Well, good luck with the mortgage payments.
Get out of my house!
I don't want to be with you anyway. Goodbye.
Wait! Is the car yours too?
It's the car I've been driving since I was single. What about it? Do I have to explain it to you again like before? I was finally freed from the pointless exchange. I didn't care about the house. I let Peyton do as he pleased. I'll probably have to fight over the damages from now on. I stayed at a business hotel for about a week. During that time, I searched for a place to move and completed the procedures. The moving truck kept my belongings for a while. My parents' home was about 3 hours away by car, and it was hard to go back. It would take me 3 hours to get to work if I went back to my parents' home. I had gotten a job at a university hospital near where I went to college. I had been living in this town for about 8 years since graduating from high school. Marriage and divorce. I never thought I would experience either. I settled down after starting to live alone again, and then I got a call from Peyton.
Hey! Why are you suing Lorraine too for damages?
Hello? You can't commit adultery by yourself, right? By the way, are you living with Lorraine? There was no reply right away. After a pause, Peyton squeezed out his voice.
Of course I am.
Okay, good for you, Mr. Show-Off.
What? Is this your doing? Give me back Lorraine.
Oh, did she run away from you?
What did you do to her? This is your doing, isn't it?
I didn't think the two adulterers would be able to get married so easily. She's a coworker, right? You divorced me and married her. It's obvious that you were having an affair. You work at the same place, after all.
She quit because of you.
She quit because it was uncomfortable, right?
It's your fault.
She would have stayed at work if you hadn't cheated.
Oh. That's not true.
After she quit, she was shocked by my claim for damages and contacted Peyton again. I wonder if I should tell him one surprising development. Lorraine said you lied to her that you were single. She wants to sue you for marriage fraud.
What?
She said she wants to claim damages for being deceived. Lorraine just joined the company as a new graduate, right? We got married before she joined. How wicked of you to deceive such a girl. Actually, I met Lorraine at a cafe the other day. It was easy to contact her through Peyton's coworker. The coworker was more sympathetic to me than to Peyton. When I greeted her as the ex-wife, Lorraine was trembling. There, I told them both that I was suing them. Lorraine apologized in tears and said she didn't know he was married. It didn't matter to me whether that was true or a lie. I had already left him, and I had no more interest in Lorraine. So, I told her one thing. If you were dating him while he hid the fact that he was married, you were deceived too. I said that to her. Lorraine went back to her parents' home, right? Why don't you pay the damages for her instead?
Don't be ridiculous.
By the way, it's double damage for me and Lorraine. If you pay the amount I'm claiming from Lorraine, it's triple.
Don't laugh.
But it's someone else's problem. I can laugh. Peyton was ranting on the other end of the phone, but it didn't solve anything. I ended the call, saying I'll let my lawyer handle the details. Peyton paid me about $10,000 in damages. Lorraine also had to pay me about $5,000. But Lorraine received about $8,000 in damages from Peyton. She ended up with a plus, so maybe quitting was a learning experience. A while after the exchange of alimony was over, I got another contact from Peyton. Do you still need something?
Help me, please. I can't borrow any more money from anywhere.
Peyton was spending a lot on alimony payments. On top of that, the monthly loan was weighing heavily on him. That's right, it was different from when we were married. I paid for all the living expenses and Peyton was in charge of the loan.
If I pay for both living expenses and loan, I'll run out of money. I also had to buy new furniture and appliances. I borrowed as much as I could from consumer finance. I'm in trouble with debt.
Why don't you sell the house? You can pay off the loan. There was no way the loan would remain after selling it.
Even if I sell it, I won't have much left after paying off the loan. My money is negative now, so I can't rent an apartment. If I sell the house, I have nowhere to go.
Still, it would be better to reduce the debt than to keep carrying a large one. Peyton had lost the ability to make such important decisions. Why don't you sell the house and reduce the debt, and get some protection from the government?
Mom says she hates the shame.
It's not the time to talk about shame. Anyway, just sell the house. The debt will decrease. He should have sold the house and moved to public housing as soon as we broke up. I didn't say that. If he had done that, the loan would have been repaid before the wallet went bust. Peyton had become a debt hell by clinging to that house.
Please, Beatrice, lend me some money. I quit my job and ran away with money borrowed from my colleagues. Dad's inheritance is gone, too, Mom says. The part 1 inherited is gone, too, for living in loan.
It sounds pitiful if you only hear this, but I was also a lot of things, being cheated on and divorced. I have no reason to help Peyton, who I broke up with. There was no child between us. No one would blame me for cutting ties. Hey, we broke up because of infidelity, right? I was cheated on and kicked out, you know? Don't you have any relatives or people who can help you? Just go bankrupt and give up your vanity and get some help from the government. I can't do anything for you, and I have no reason to.
Beatrice, please reconcile.
The former mother-in-law seemed to have interrupted the phone call.
Let's live together again. Call me Mom. You can remarry Peyton. I'll forgive you.
That's worse than lending you money. Now that the divorce is over, Peyton only knows my cell phone number. They know my parents' house, of course, but they probably won't ask for help. Can you please stop contacting me? We're divorced, you know. We're strangers.
Oh! What an ungrateful wife!
I'm not a wife anymore, so I have no reason to talk. The former mother-in-law who ate up her husband's inheritance in a few years was pretty bad, too. I quietly hung up the phone and blocked the call. If they contact me again or contact my parents' house, it will probably be a stalker case and go to the police. It's been almost a year since the divorce. I haven't heard from Peyton and his mother. I heard a rumor from Peyton's coworker who lent him money and got scammed. Peyton and his mother abandoned everything and ran away to escape from the debt collectors. They seem to be living on the streets, changing places every day. By chance, I drove by the house where we lived during our marriage. The exterior had changed and there were strangers living there. Well, If the two of Peyton and his mother are alive, that's fine. I'm enjoying my life every day, and there's someone I'm interested in. But this time, I'll date him for a bit longer and make sure.
How did you like this story? Please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.